Hello, hello, hello. It's Monday night. It's Conquer the Shift. Lisa Copeland, I'm your host. I hope everyone's doing great today. I was not here last Monday night as it was Halloween, and I was out with our little trick-or-treaters, and I bet all of you guys and gals were out too. So, today we're going to talk about what is going on, right? New market, new economy, new rules. But who's going to set those rules? That's what I need to know. Have this show, we put it together. So, in my group, the agency by Tarek El Moussa, we all the leaders, we all take turns training and we all have a day that we train. And I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. And I decided to do my training live. I'm like, guys, there's nothing that we teach that's so proprietary that I wouldn't share with everybody in the market, right? And so I think so many people are getting so like caught up with what's going on in the news. I mean, tomorrow's election day. All I want to say about that is if you're happy with how things are going in Texas, vote accordingly. But tomorrow's election day. So, there's going to be, a lot of change in our country, I think. There's a lot of uncertainty. I was in Chicago last week. And the feds raised the rates another 3/4 of a point. 3/4 of a point. What does that mean? That means mortgage rates are going to go up, not necessarily 3/4 of a point, right? Because mortgage rates are not tied to the same thing the Fed rate's tied to, but it definitely affects what is going on. I mean, we're seeing it. We're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing sellers, uh, you know, being nervous. We're seeing buyers who are not executing. I mean, we're seeing it all. Go ahead and put out there in the comments right now. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. He said he's so glad to have a live alert that's actually from me. So many of you who I've not heard from in years, and I now you're texting me, so I'm so happy about that, are getting my verified account got hacked about 6 months ago. I got it back. Well, they got it back. And now they're going live every day from Vietnam selling on my verified Facebook page. Oh my gosh. So anyways, all right, I digress. So back to, I was in Chicago last week, meeting with a large mortgage banking firm there. Why? Because we're looking for sponsors to put us on the road next year, to put me and my team and some really, really high profile people on the road, to go out and to talk to consumers, to go out and talk, different type of road show. But we're going to be, and they've agreed to sponsor our tour. I'm going to meet with a major title company on Wednesday in Dallas. I think that they're going to be the other sponsor of our tour. And we're going to hit the road in 2023. And we're going to have conversations with people around the country, not only with consumers, but with real estate agents, right? I think now is going to be the time of the big condensation where, we're going to have to come together. We're going to have to work together. We're going to have to share expenses. None of that scares me. I was going to show y'all what I wrote. I didn't write it, but I put it on my Facebook page tonight. And I think it's so, yeah, sponsorships. Oh yeah, got to have sponsorships to go on the road. Okay, and it said, you're buying a home no matter what. You just need to decide if you're buying one for yourself or you're buying one for your landlord. I mean, let that sink in. Why, if people have to make a move, and I've had more than one client say it to me. I think I'm just going to rent to see what happens. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to pay that guy or gal's mortgage. That's what's going to happen. They're going to tell you thank you, and you're going to pay their mortgage for them, right? We are in very uncertain times. I know that. I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that it's not that way, but there's things we can do to control it. There's a new loan program now. It's a 3-2-1 buy down. So you can buy the rate down 3 points. So year one, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. No, so it'd be 5.5, 6.5, 7.5 if you bought it today. Yeah, so there's lots of ways to go, right? And so what I don't want is for people to get discouraged. Oh boy, hi Lala, all 3 boys are tuned in tonight. I got Eli and Garrett and Cameron. Hi guys. And guess what? I was just looking at it. I went to a fundraiser the other day and Lala bought Eli, where Eli gets to be the weatherman for a day. He used to be the weatherman on Channel 10 KWTX right here in Belton, Temple, Texas. So Eli, I need to get with your mother and we need to figure out when you get to be the weatherman. So that's going to be so exciting. All right. So back to, I was in Chicago last week. These guys, they own a medium-sized mortgage banking firm in Illinois. Great young guys. They've owned it for about 10 years. They're crushing it. In fact, they were going out to visit with the economists from Fannie Mae in San Francisco. So they were supposed to be with him last Thursday and Friday. And I'm super excited to see how that goes. And just to hear about what the economists said. Guys and gals, whatever comes up must go down. Okay. Whatever goes up must go down. And, you know, I mean, I don't even know what else to say about it, but it isn't any reason not to make a move. You know, the greatest deals will be had during a downturn. So I have a new investor group now. So you guys know I did Grant Cardone's show a couple weeks ago, the real estate king. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so backstory, right? I always share this with my audience. Backstory. Grant called me, Elena called me about 2 days before the show. Hey, why don't you do the show with Grant? It'll be great. And so I thought like I was supposed to bring him one of my deals. So I did. I brought him a triplex I've got listed down in Hyde Park. And the other guys have had a lot of notice on the show. So, you know, they brought him investor type deals, right? Multifamily, like big multifamily. So I wasn't even quite sure what I was getting into and why I was getting into it. But I thought, you know what the heck? You only live once. Grant and I go back, 14 years. And, you know, we'll have a lot of fun with it. Guys, it's not a lot of fun getting kicked out of the boardroom by Grant Cardone. Oh my God. I love the guy though. I really love the guy. And here is the deal. I walked away from that 2 days. And one of the things that I walked away from, and again, this show's for agents. You might be one of my people that follow me. Maybe you're one of my clients that's watching this. So just kind of go with me on this. But as I'm standing, so we're filming, right? And we're filming in downtown Austin. And I'm standing there, and there was a guy from Houston, Dallas. I think just Houston and Dallas. I think the other people were local. But they had my deals. Like they had my deals. And even Grant said to me that night, he filmed with me on the first day. And so I was the last visit. So he and I got a chance to catch up. And, you know, and he says, man, like, you know, he calls me LC, these people in your town got your deals. And I'm like, oh my God, he's so right. So I joined his real estate club. You know, no, he did not try to sell it to me. I just made the decision like I was going to invest. I'm joining the real estate club. I've got 3 new partners already, 3 general partners. And we're looking at a pretty big deal in Cedar Park and Leander. It's 2 deals, 20 million a piece. So they're 40 million total. And so if I wouldn't have filmed the show, I wouldn't have met one of my partners, one of my new partners. He also got kicked out of the boardroom. We laughed about it today. You know, there's just so much behind the scenes stuff, y'all, when you film a reality television show. Okay. But anyways, it was fun. I'm so grateful. I love my friend Grant Cardone. There's nobody more fun to, you know, make television with than Grant. I can tell you guys that. But I met my new partners. We had our first meeting today about a couple of the deals that we're looking to put together. You know, there's 2 of them and they're 20 million a piece, right in Williamson County. So I'm super excited. So what did I walk away with last week? Okay, that's where I'm going with this right now. So as I'm sitting there and one guy was pitching a $20 million deal, another guy was pitching a $14 million deal, another guy was pitching like a $5 million deal, another guy actually offered to pay Grant to bring him into a deal, which, you know, that's smart. You have to give respect to that. Anyways, and what I'm learning through this whole thing is it doesn't matter the size of the deal. Like I know you guys, like I'm really flippant about two $20 million deals, but we will. I mean, they're underwriting them tonight. They're going to finish them up. We're sending over the LOIs tomorrow. I'm going to be one of the general partners. Guys, they're not that big of a deal. But okay, so what I made the decision was, right? My good friend Melissa Munch says this. You know, she read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? And she's a mortgage banker in Austin, great friend of mine. And, you know, her business has dried up a little bit. And she's like, you know what? Who's moved my cheese? So she went out and she got licensed in 5 states. She was only licensed in Texas before, and now she's licensed in 5 states. Why? Because somebody moved her cheese. It's called the federal government, and they move my cheese too. But like, what can I do about it? There's nothing I can do about it. So what can I do? I can go follow the money. And what am I doing right now? I'm giving you all advice. Okay. So this is a show that we put together for our organization, the Agency by Tariq El Moussa. I think we've got 1,500 agents in the Agency by Tariq El Moussa. Of those, 900 are mine. I say mine that my organization pulled together under the Tariq El Moussa organization. But I told Tariq, I'm like, I want to share this out on regular Facebook Live. Like, I want people to see what we do and how we do it. So, in the last several months, we've all gotten our cheese moved. Okay. So are we still playing the residential game? 1,000,000%. I got 2 really good listings coming on in the next 2 weeks too, that I'll tell you guys about at the end of the show. And our cheese has been moved. So am I going to sit home and cry over spilled milk? Am I going to cry over 7.5% interest rates? I can't do anything about it. So what can I do? I can take my time. I can take this time where it's not quite as insane as it normally is. And I can get better. I can get bigger. I can go bigger in 2023. Like, see, I'm not, people are telling me you vote beta. Hold on. You Beto vote correctly tomorrow, or opposite exactly. I was like, dude, I'm not voting for Beto. Oh my God, I'm crying here. Okay. So people have moved our cheese. So in 2023, I was talking to one of our agents the other day, and she's like, well, I'm just going to, I'm prepped to, just do about 10 million. She did 25 million, I think, this year. And she's like, I'm prepped to do about 10 million for 2023. I'm like, why? Like, why? I mean, there's just different pockets, different sectors we can look at. Like, what I'm looking at now is I'm looking at big multifamily stuff. I'm looking at investor stuff. I'm setting up this general partnership. I'm not setting it up. I'm actually joining their GP. I'm becoming part of their general partnership on these two deals. I'm not going to let somebody move my cheese. I'm still going to sell houses. I'm still going to list houses. So call me if you're in Central Texas. I got all kinds of ways around all kinds of stuff. You guys know that. I've got some great listings coming on, but I'm going to play bigger in 2023. Like the story of my friend Grant Cardone. Understand the way I met him 14 years ago. And we actually tell the story on the show. Is that he walked into my car dealership and he tried to sell me training that I did not buy. I did not buy it. And it for no other reason. I didn't really have the authority at that point to buy it. And number 2, I really didn't know who he was, but I liked him enough to spend 2.5 hours sitting there shooting the bull with him. I knew he was a super smart guy, had no clue who he would become 14 years later. He loved me telling Sabrina the story when we were over at my property when we were filming. He's like, tell Sabrina, tell my daughter how you and I met. And, it was great. And we've been friends, ever since. And so when I came to EXP, watching his massive, massive success, right? And how did he get into real estate? Somebody moved his cheese. He was a big speaker in the auto industry. He had a training company. Was that going good? It was okay. It was okay. But he was like, there's more to life than this. I want bigger and better. And the way I'm going to go bigger and better is I'm going to do it in real estate. Okay. And so for those of you out there, maybe you don't want to buy a lake house right now, right? Maybe, and this is like talk track to your clients, maybe you want to go out and you want to buy a 4-plex, a 6-plex, 252 doors, like what we're doing over in Leander, like whatever that looks like. Okay. What does that look like to you? But it'll never be a better time. See, real estate has survived the game for over 2,000 years. People have been trading gold and silver and stones and rocks and animals and probably women for real estate for 2,000 years. Real estate doesn't go away just because interest rates chirped up. All right. It doesn't go away. And now you can buy it on sale. And I had to defriend a guy last week, and he was so annoying. When I put up my, 7.5 meme and I said, hey, which one's better? Think about it. Buying a house 30,000 under, which it's way under 30,000 under now, 30,000 under, or paying a higher rate. And he's like, oh, anyways, like he was like, you're immoral and you're this. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm done with you. Like, I defended myself twice, and then I'm like, you're dead to me. Click, defriend, block, because you're an idiot. Okay. Anytime you can buy an appreciating asset on sale, buy it. Figure out how to pay for it later. Okay. These interest rates are going to come down. They're going to come down. We're going to have probably a bit of a bumpy ride in 2023. We just are. That's what the economists are saying. Okay, I get it. But as interest rates go up, so do rents. So what does that mean? Okay, you don't need to buy a lake house right now. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not even that hot on selling you guys or gals an Airbnb, or you guys selling your clients Airbnbs. I think there's going to be some regulations that come down on Airbnbs that I think that they're not going to be as attractive pretty soon. I think this is what I think. I think the hotel chains are going to go after Airbnbs. I think the Marriotts and the Hiltons and people like that and corporations like that are going to make it so expensive to do an Airbnb. The juice ain't going to be worth the squeeze. But what is good, what is always good, is multifamily. So anyways, I'm not on here to completely preach about that, but if you're a real estate agent and you want to have that conversation about some of the plans that we've got for 2023, I'd love to talk to you about it. And if you're a real estate agent, I think you really need to be looking at, LLCs. You need to be looking at 1031 exchanges. You need to be looking at talking to people about taking that money out of their 401k, out of their stock market account, out of accounts that are just doing this, and putting it into something that does this. Don't do this, do this. This is real estate. Again, just because it's 7.5% does not mean it's not a good investment. Okay. So I digress. I started to tell you guys about the guy. He just keeps blowing me up, telling me that I'm immoral. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. And I'm like, dude, first of all, what that meme says is it's okay. Okay. But anytime, again, you can buy an asset on sale, buy it. Buy that asset on sale. Marry the house, date the rate, right? We hear that all the time. So, I say in 2023, how do we help our clients build generational wealth? I mean, we want to help our agents do that at the agency. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy it and wait. Exactly, Adriana. Good one. So we want to help our clients build generational wealth. There's just all kinds of stuff that's going to be on sale. There's going to be investors that don't want to play this game anymore. That are going to be selling off their duplexes and their fourplexes, and looking to see if you could assume the rates. There's so many ways to play this game, guys, but multifamily is where it is at. I've got a former employee / friend now. We're closing. I've got like 5 closings next week. It's going to be crazy, and we're leaving for Cabo. But they bought a triplex, and it's such a great investment. I mean, you're essentially getting 3 houses for under $1 million in a college town. I mean, give me a break. What's the only thing that those things are going to do? Up. And how do you force appreciation on an investment property? You raise the rents. It's called forced appreciation. All right. I mean, that's just a whole nother show in itself. But if you're in real estate, you want to get your mind around. Let's see, you got your account. Amazing. Oh no, Stephanie, this is not my other account that got hacked. No, the other one's still hacked. Okay. So how do we force appreciation on investment properties? We raise the rents. Okay. We call that forced appreciation. So you can absolutely, if you can buy in the right areas. And what kind of areas do I love for investment properties? I love college towns, right? Especially towns where there's private colleges, where the parents are spending $50,000 a year to send their kids to school. It ain't nothing for them to pay for a nice place to rent for their kids also. So I like college towns. I like towns that have any type of hospitals, medical, things like that. I love anything medical. It's always going to be in business, right? I love anything along the interstate, anything that has easy access on and off interstates. I think that's really good for an investment property. Again, I'm not very bullish, guys and gals, on short-term rentals anymore. And honestly, I never was. I just never was. I think it's a lot of work. I think that you got to get these houses ready and flip them and turn them over. Now I have friends. I've got very good friends who will lease their house during South by Southwest or golf tournaments and stuff like that, and they make a fortune and good. That's awesome. But to be in that business 12 months a year, it's a lot. And I do think that there's going to be some things coming down the pike that are going to make it really, really hard to be able to create a net operating income off of them. Just my personal opinion on the subject. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong for everybody out there who is in the Airbnb business. The business I would want to get you into is I'd want to get you into the multifamily business, right? More doors, more floors, more rent, more. Okay. Those are the deals I want to see you guys and gals get into. Let's see. Yes, I'm over here by OU. Okay. I can't see it. It says Facebook user. Multifamily in a college town. We definitely need to chat about that. Okay. I'm putting you up on the screen. You need to send me a message. I have got some 8-plexes, 7 and 8 unit deals that are new construction that are amazing. Because again, I mean, parents more now than ever are about safety. They are about safety. Where are you going to put your kid? Right. And so multi-doors is where it's at. Anytime you get, oh God, nose itches. Anytime you get over 4 doors, then it becomes commercial. When you get into commercial, so 5 doors and more, you get amazing tax write-offs, just ridiculous tax breaks. So, that's how my good friend Grant does not pay taxes. It's with all of his real estate holdings, right? So many things to do. And I'm spitballing. So I've got so many people that are on my team that are watching this right now, and I'm trying to give you all some new talk tracks. Okay. Bob and Mary may not be selling their house anymore which I even think that's crazy when they don't, but before people would sell one house so they could either upsize or downsize. And now people are, and maybe they won't do it now because they're worried about their interest rate, which again, I think is crazy. I think that, you've got to take into account, this is probably a 1-year problem. So if you can now, let me tell you this, the minute these interest rates start coming down, I mean, the minute, I almost think somebody's whispering in somebody's ear, the minute their interest rates come down, the house prices go back up. Okay. So I would rather pay less for the asset, which is the house, right? You want your acquisition cost. You want that to be as low as possible. Your cost of funds is just a cost of doing business, right? But the cost of funds can always be adjusted. It can be bought down. It can be refinanced. It can be a lot of things. So you want to acquire that asset as low as you can acquire it. Let's see. No idea why it doesn't say my name. Oh, hi, Tara. Okay. Let's see. Those with 3% interest rates are hunkering down. They are hunkering down, Oh, I have so much to say about that though. Okay. I mean, like if you look at the recoup time, this would be a great exercise. Like, let's just say you find a house and you love it and you're able to buy it $150,000 less today. Let's say it was $1 million house. You're able to buy it for $150,000 less today than you were 9 months ago, 6 or 9 months ago. And so, you look at the payment difference between the lower acquisition cost and the higher interest rate. The recoup time, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, you're not going to hold, the house for 30 years. You're just not at that interest rate. And then I had some guy go off on my Facebook page. Well, what happens if you ruin your credit? Then you can't refinance. I'm like, oh my God, how are these people? How am I friends with them on planet Earth? I don't know. Pay your bills. That's all I'm trying to say is just pay your bills. I don't know. But if you can acquire an asset 10% lower, a real estate asset 10% lower today than you could have 9 months ago, and if you can afford to make the payment, if you can afford to move up in house because that house you were dreaming about that you couldn't buy 9 months ago, now you can buy it because the acquisition cost is lower. Figure out how to make that monthly payment. Do an ARM. I don't care how you do it, but acquire that asset. Acquire the asset at the lower price, because I'm telling you, the second these rates start to go down, those house prices are going to shoot back up. That's how it works. So you have to kind of figure out, okay, which game do I want to play here? Do I want to play the acquire the asset game, acquire the house at 10% lower, 15% lower, or do I want to play I've got a 3% interest rate game and I'm going to pay $150,000 over sticker for the house in a bidding war? I mean, I feel like I'm just saying the obvious. So if anybody out there who's watching this wants to call me and take me to task on what I'm saying, let's talk. If you want to buy a house, you want to talk about getting in the investment game, getting your money out of this ridiculous, stupid 401ks, markets, all the things that are not going to serve you well, and investing it into an appreciating asset that happens to be on sale right now, call me. I've got a couple. I've got a couple pocket listings. I've got a couple. I got some deals right now. I'm in with the right people. Like I said, I think you guys saw my post a few weeks ago after I was done shooting with Grant. I'm like, I am not playing small anymore. I joined his real estate club the next day. I mean, it's $25,000. It's not like, oh, it's that much money, but there's 500 people that paid $25,000 to come together. Right? I wrote the check the next morning. I was like, boom, Grant Cardone, $25,000, and I felt so good about writing it. And then and then the guy I shot the show with, he brings me into into their general partnership immediately on both of these deals. Okay, like, let's roll. I mean, I can't even tell you what the forecast on both of those properties is over the next 7 to 10 years. I will not be Grant Cardone, but it'll be looking pretty good. All right. But I wouldn't have done that if I wouldn't have made the decision not to play small and not to only look at residential real estate. Like, I'm going to, I listed a commercial building. I sold it myself. It closes next week. I'm pretty excited about that. Like, I'm really watching the commercial stuff. People are starting to get back into the offices now. People are, you're able, there's so much going on in real estate. There's so much going on in real estate. So if you're out there, and you're struggling right now, I just want to encourage you. If you're in real estate, I want you to just look at some other ways. You could lease properties. You could get into the Airbnb business, meaning managing Airbnbs. I don't suggest it, but I know it's an income source. You can get into the multifamily business. You can, there's just all kinds of things. Because the one thing about what we do is everybody has to have a place to lay their head on a pillow every single night. They do. And they're counting on us to tell them the best thing to do with their money, the best way to invest it. Like, I take that so seriously. So what do I do all day long, all the time? Is I'm studying, I'm looking at deals, I'm talking to people, what's out there, what's going on, what's shaking, what's the coolest, greatest, newest thing. That's why I was in Chicago last week, talking to these guys. Hey, let's talk about some of the different loan programs. Let's talk about you guys sponsoring to put us on the road, put me and Haas and Tarek and Elena Cardone and several other people out onto a speaking tour so that we can talk to consumers face to face, which is a way that we support our agents, right? Like, get me in the room with a room full of consumers. They will understand that it's time to buy a house, because you're either going to pay for your mortgage or you're going to pay for the other guy's mortgage. Take your pick, right? Put us in front, like, put me in, coach, put me in. What's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Wednesday, I go up to Dallas to meet with the owner of a very large title company in Texas. He is prepared to have the same conversation with us. Put us on the road. Let us go help agents. Let us go encourage people that, there will be a lot of money made in 2023 for us and for our investors if we teach our agents how to do it. All right. Let's see here. Love your message. Thanks, Jesus. I appreciate it. It's Joe Ingram. Buy now, refi later. And when the prices, and when the prices go back up, you can rent it for higher payment to your new renters. Boom. And Joe, here's the deal, friend. Rents are higher now. Rents are higher now because the landlords are all taking advantage of the fact that people don't want to buy. So people got a place to live, they're either going to buy or rent. So what are they going to do? That is Grant Cardone's number one strategy when he goes in and he buys a Class A luxury apartment. The first thing he does to force the appreciation, he raises the rents. That just happens day one, just day one. We shot at 10X Luxury over off of 360. What a nice place. And Grant told us the acquisition of that one, and then what it's worth now. I'm just like, oh my God, I want to be him when I grow up. That's just one of his 18,000 doors. Okay. Right. It's all about that. And so it's, we're not doing people favors by not getting out. And I'll tell you, if you guys and gals are in Austin, Grant has given me permission to work, to put on events at any of the 10X Living, any of the spaces he owns. So if you're out there and you want to talk about doing something like that, how did it go with Grant's visit in Austin? Jesus, I'll tell you that in just a second. We had a good time. I love that guy. I just love him like a brother. Want to punch him in the face like a brother sometimes too. Definitely wanted to when we were shooting a few times. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, go to the local apartment complexes. I mean, the average apartment dweller stays there for 2 years. Then after that, they move. Go cut a deal with the apartment manager. Become their real estate agent. Hopefully, the apartment managers are licensed agents. You can give them a kickback fee. I mean, a referral fee. I said referral, not kickback. But I mean, Grant told me to go for it. Grant's like, get over there and set up something for your agents and get them to start knocking on doors. I mean, these people don't need to live here forever, right? Like it's going to be in 2023 thinking outside the box. And if you're out there and you're thinking about listing your house, you better get an agent that knows how to think outside the box to market. It ain't going to be the same. Just like my friend Melissa Munch said, our cheese has been moved, but that's okay. That's okay. So, hey, Suze, I don't know if I answered your question about Grant and Austin. It was a blast. It was so much fun. Again, I got put on the show like 24 hours before we shot. And so I didn't really have a deal. I had a triplex, which is a three door, 3 units in Austin that I pitched, which is not what Grant Cardone does. Right. But it was fun. It was fun. I'm anxious to see which of the outshots that they get, outtakes of Grant and I for the show. Because he and I had a very interesting conversation on Monday night that they were like up in both of our faces as we were shooting. So I'm not supposed to give any more details, so I can't. But I'm anxious to see how that gets edited. I'm gonna bet it gets edited that Grant wins. Yeah, it's Grant's show, so Grant's gonna win. But anyways, okay, does anybody out there have any questions right now? Like it's like new, so here it is. It's new economy, new rules. New economy, new rules. So you gotta set your new rules. You have got to set your new rules. What are your new rules going to be? Nothing has changed in the fact that everybody still needs a place to lay their head every single night when they go home. So are you going to sell them a house? Are you going to help them buy investment properties so that other people can lay their heads, so that other people can make their mortgage payment? What do you think about that? How do we help people get through a recession? Maybe after tomorrow, maybe that word will change. I don't know. But how do we help people get through? Right? We help them create cash flow. Cash flow. How do you create cash flow? You get into investments. You get into you get into multi-doors. You get into you get into deals. That's how you create cash flow. And I'm so excited about some of the stuff we're doing. Like it's just off the chain what we're going to be doing with helping people create cash flow in 2023 with real estate. So if you're on my team, stay tuned because Elena and I will be coming out with more on that because we met with a really cool company. Today's Monday, Friday. We had a great meeting with them on Friday, virtual meeting, and we're excited there because we think there's a really big opportunity there. And, we have lots of opportunities because at the end of the day, you may just have to shift your thinking from I'm going to buy a lake house to I'm going to buy a property that cash flows. All right. We know you won. I want to know who said that because your name's not on there. I'm going to tell you, I probably didn't win. I got in the car that night and the first person I called was Elena, of course. And I'm like, dude, your husband, they broke the mold. They broke the mold. And again, it's my fault for not knowing exactly what I was stepping into. But like I said, it was fun, right? It was totally fun. Oh, James Phelps, thank you for your perspective. Good. You're not somebody I have to block. Let's see. Oh, it's Joe Ingram. Zuckerberg hates me. Zuckerberg haters me. Joe, I don't know why your name doesn't come up. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't win. GC won. It's good. But they say he who has the gold makes the rules. And I love the premise of the show because he is going around the country and he's helping people that would not know how to get into the game otherwise. Really. Like they don't play this game. They don't get in the game. I wonder if I'm allowed to tell you guys this. Maybe I am. I'll just give you a snippet of it. So there was somebody who presented a property $5 million property, and Grant didn't like the person. So Grant fired them and then gave me the deal to go negotiate. So I got to be Grant Cardone's real estate agent. So that was really fun too. Let's see, when does it air and what is the show called? Okay, I don't know when it's going to air. I do know it's probably Q1 of next year, and it's called The Real Estate King by Grant Cardone. Yeah, but I have a contract with Grant Cardone's signature on it. With my client is Grant Cardone. True story. So that was fun. Like everything's fun. Like I think it gets down to perspective. It really gets down to perspective. And when I started, I'm going to go a couple minutes over just to tell you this. So most of you who follow me, and I probably know everybody on here, you guys know my story, and you know that I got started in real estate during the pandemic. Well, what a crappy time to start in real estate. It was during a pandemic. And so I sold like 4 houses my first month, but 2 of them fell out. And 2 of them fell out because, well, one of them, the buyer was just crazy. But, and I was so new at it, right? So I didn't know how to control it. Like now I would just be like, it'd be a totally different game. But starting real estate during the pandemic, I thought there could not be a crappier time to start a business. The whole world shut down. Nobody's buying anything. People are losing their jobs. People aren't paying their rent. Who wants to get into real estate? So I don't think that there was probably any worse time to start in the real estate business during a global pandemic. So like this thing, I'm not worried about it. I'm just not worried about it. Like, do I like slowing down? Not really. But we still have business, so I'm grateful for that. And maybe this is what normal is supposed to look like, closing 2 a month versus 6 a month. I don't know, maybe. Now we have more time to learn more and to dig in more. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend any time I've got now digging in and learning more and being the best I can be, to being the most knowledgeable real estate professional, global real estate advisor that I can be. Right? To know everything, to what's going on. And I just want to encourage all of you to do the very same thing. I mean, you guys have access to the same information, especially my EXP partners. You guys have the access to the same information that I've got, but you have to go read it. You got to study it. You've got to dissect it. Oh, thanks, Tara. So anyways, all right. So I've gone about 7 minutes over, but I always love Monday nights. I'm not even sure that I taught you anything tonight, but I missed everybody. Let's see. We survived 2008 and we're much wiser. Yeah, Joe. And we will capitalize on these circumstances. Thinking, I like this HELOC quote. Hold on. Thinking outside the box. Kevin Jeffries, looking for an assumable loans, FHA and VA, assume that 3% loan and HELOC the rest. Great idea. HELOC is a home equity line of credit for those of you who do not know. That's a great idea, right? And there are some conventional loans that are assumable, not a lot of them. And if any of you guys and gals follow Pace Morby, hold on, I'm going to put his name out there. Pace Morby, you ought to follow him. He's amazing. And his wife, Laura Morby, is on our real estate team. And Pace is pretty famous. And he's got a whole way to go in and acquire properties and, wrap around their loans. In Texas, we call it a wrap. It is legal. There's ways you have to do it. Anyways, but that's just, follow, go check out, go check out Pace Morby. And for those of you who are in EXP in the Cardone, Copeland, empire, you can go to Cardone World and look for Laura Morby and Pace Morby under the trainings. And because they've been on Elena's 4 or 5 times. I was watching Laura Morby today. Dang, that girl's smart. Like, she has got it going on, and what all you can do, it's crazy. So why am I doing that? Because I'm going to get to every investor in Central Texas. It's my goal. I'm going to get to them. I know how to now. So now I'm going to go get them. I'm going to go trade them up, trade them out, get them to invest in our 2 $20 million deals. I'm not sure what I'm going to get them to do yet, but at least I know what to do with them. Sub 2, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay. So love Pace. Okay. So yeah, we're getting a lot of comments, great comments on Pace Morby. Super smart guy. Love Laura Morby. Like I said, she's on our real estate team. We have some really badasses between me and Elena. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable, the people that are on our team. And we're so lucky to be able to do business with them every single day and to learn from them. And we love to teach each other. So Erica Duncan said, you blew my mind, and going to start reaching out to my investors and creative financing. Yes, Erica, get in and follow Pace and Laura Morby. I'm telling you right now, they will help you on this. Let's see. And Tarek is going to be bringing him in on his investors group. Yeah, I knew that. Yep. They are too legit to quit. I like those guys. I like them a lot. And like I said, Laura Morby's on my team. So anyways, check out them. Tarek El Moussa's endorsing them. Elena Cardone's endorsing them. I'm endorsing them. Again, there's always another way to skin the cat. It was just really easy. It was just easy the last 2 years. Let's be real with ourselves. Like, look in the mirror right now and look at yourself and go, this shit was easy. It was. Okay. It's a little bit more difficult now. But if you can master the game, there's a ton of money to be made in 2023 when it comes to real estate in America. I knew you guys were getting together. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was not responsible for bringing in Pace and Laura Morby. Elena Cardone was, but hey, I'll take it. They are smart, and it's so good. All right, Kevin, thank you so much. Love the content. I don't even know what content I gave y'all tonight. I wasn't super prepared because really I had my investor call today. I was studying Laura Morby's stuff. Like, I'm really into like us getting these two $20 million deals. Like, I'd be like, oh, I'm a partner on two $20 million deals. Like, I couldn't even say that 2 weeks ago. Right? What a difference 2 weeks makes. And why? Because I made the decision that other people had my cheese in my town. And then I went to the biggest whale that I know, Grant, and I said, let me in. I want in. Let's go, Cardone. Let's go. And so I did everything, and here we go. And so those are decisions that you have to make. You just have to make the decisions that you want to play the game, that you want to learn the game. Learning the game's a lot. And it's a lot. When I was talking to my investors, I shouldn't say they're not my investors, they're my partners. When I was talking to my partners today, I'm like, okay, guys, here's how I see it. Like, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm thinking right. Are there any landmines here? Because they have like 7 deals already. And they're like, nope, you're thinking right. We'll help you through it. So like, what do? You find people to do business with, right? You find people to go into deals with. I would not jump out on a $20 million deal right now by myself if my life depended on it. And it's not even the money. It's just the knowledge of it, right? How to play the game, how to be the best shark. So anyways, get out there, become a shark, call yourself a shark in 2023, learn the game, play the game. And what the cool thing is, you use other people's money on some of it. You have to have a little bit of change to throw in yourself, but a lot of it is just gathering other people's money also. So anyways, I highly recommend, if that's a game you want to think about playing, is to jump into Grant Cardone's real estate club. I think it's like grantcardone.com/real estate club. It would probably be that easy, and tell him Lisa sent you. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great evening. Thank you for just like hanging out with me and just letting me talk tonight. But you know what? 2023 is going to be a great year. And for those of you that are out there and you're just feeling like, oh, I'm worried about making it happen, go read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Okay. Go read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? And like I said, my dear friend, Melissa Munch, who $100 million a year producer here in Austin, Texas, and things slowed down. She didn't start crying over her lost production. She's like, no, screw it. I'm going to go get a license in 5 states. So in those 5 states, I can at least pick up, what I'm losing here. And she has, and then some. Right? Who moved your cheese? Read the book. Don't let anybody move your cheese. Now's the time not to retract. It's to expand. There's massive opportunities on planet Earth for those of you who study, who commit, and who join my team. All right, everybody. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.